So really be scared here.
Johnny,
You're still afraid.
stop it now. I mean it.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
Right, we are live again, 2 days in a row. So, really quick, I just wanted to say before this starts that this will not be the standard. I will not be streaming every single day. This is just sort of a thing that I've wanted to kind of talk a little bit more about and what I've been working. So, what I've been working on. If you're new to the channel, you might not know that this channel was originally made to showcase my original films. They're all here on the channel. They're all publicly available. It's under this playlist, Original Films. And if you go to the channel itself, you could see right here, Firewood Media 101, all of our original films. So to kind of talk a little bit about what's going on here, I have made now 4 feature films and over 20 short films. So I have experience with a lot of this stuff, and it's kind of I've come to the realization as time has gone on that it's like, okay, I'm going to start entering the job market. I'm going to be, working full time now. I won't be able to focus on YouTube as much, and as a result, I won't be able to focus on making movies as much. So this next movie project that I'm working on, which I'll be talking about in this live stream, will be my last feature film for the time being. It won't be the last short film, but for feature films, it will very likely be the last one I ever make. So I want to kind of go out with a bang with this one. So my last feature film was The Anomalous Archives, which came out 9 months ago, which is crazy. I feel like it was like 20 years ago this thing came out. Then we did Wayward Sons, Pesticide, and Another Day Closer to the Sun, which the feature film version is not in this playlist, but it's one that I've made. So let me kind of talk a bit about what's going to be going on with this next movie and what it means for the channel in general. So here's the thing. The script is written. It's called This Town Does Not Exist. And the bare bones version of it is that it follows a group of characters inside of this small Midwest town, and people start disappearing day by day, and it gets really out there. I don't want to ruin much. However, this movie is going to be different from all my other movies because I'm going to be working on it live on stream. So I didn't want to write it on stream, and I didn't want to do much pre-production work on stream, or even I might not even film. Like when I'm filming, because production itself is going to start pretty soon, I don't want to do that on stream either. But what I do want to do is I want to edit this on stream, and I want to sort of bring you guys along with the entire process of making a movie and what it's like in the post-production side of things. So obviously editing the movie, scoring, doing sound effects, the whole 9 yards. Now, I will be making some progress, very likely, without it being on stream, just because I do like kind of editing. It's just, me being by myself. However, that this is the plan going forward, is that I'm going to be editing this entire thing completely on stream and working on it so you guys can kind of see how it goes. Now, on one hand, I'm really excited to do this. On the other hand, I'm worried because it's like, okay, obviously it's going to get spoiled because I'm going to be editing, the whole movie. So you're going to kind of see the whole movie before it comes out. But to me, that's not the ideal way to watch this movie. So I'm kind of kicking back and forth. Like, should I just try to edit the first half of the movie on stream? I don't know yet. However, talking a bit more about this project. So It's a horror movie. I should probably say that. It is a horror movie. There are elements of claymation, stop motion. I've recently commissioned an artist to animate that. If you were on my channel a while back, you might have seen this community post that I made. Somewhere. Yeah, here we go. So this one for the paid opportunity stop motion animator wanted. I was looking for a stop motion animator for, I said analog horror because that segment will be like a VHS thing, and it was an easy way to explain it without kind of ruining what it was for. But yeah, so stop motion animator has been hired. Everything's been signed contract wise, and now we are moving forward, and I am so excited. Release date wise should be out in 2026. This whole feature film project, and yeah, it's going to be a crazy one. Now, I tend to shoot things very economically to the point where I will just straight up like set up the camera, boom, 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 go. We'll get several pages done in a day. Several meaning about 12 to 15 sometimes. So the goal is to film the whole thing in like 7 days, 6 days roughly. There's a lot of practical effects that we have to kind of do. One scene has a character with their eyes burnt out, so that alone will probably take several hours just to apply that makeup. So it's a lot, but it's something that I'm so excited for to make this project. I've been working on this for a while. Originally, this was a mix of different things. It was, let's see. So it was originally The Gang Stalkers, which was like an action John Wick type movie. But then it turned into Doppelganger. And then after Doppelganger, I took elements of that script and turned it into this. So it's been a long time coming with this one for sure. So who am I casting? Great question. Of the people you would know, Joe, my buddy Joe will be in it, and he played... He didn't play. Sorry, he was just in this video. So this guy's going to be playing the lead role. We originally met through drama club in high school, so we both have acting experience. I'll be in it. The guys from my band will be in it. I'm trying to think. Gabe, who was in a couple live streams in the past, he'll be in it for sure. I'm because no like big name actors obviously, but yeah, people that have been on the channel before that you might recognize. I don't think anyone involved with this will be involved. Oh, David from DV is going to be in it. Let me find DV really quick. So, let me see here. So this guy, so yeah, Joe's in this one too. But let me find David. Yeah, David's the one that's blowing up the balloon here. No, that's Nick. Sorry, where's David? David's on the couch for this, I think. Yeah, there's David right there. He's in it as well. So it's kind of like a big sort of alumni thing where anyone that's been in prior movies is likely going to be in this if they can make it scheduling-wise. So, yeah, it's a mix of everyone that's kind of been in my movies before. A couple new people, which is really neat. Budget is going to be $2,000. Most of that is going towards the stop motion stuff. And then beyond that, it's going to be for marketing, the whole 9 yards, because I don't want this to just be a YouTube video that I drop and then, that's it. I move on to the next thing. I would like this to sort of be like a big sort of tentpole release for the channel, and that I'd put it out and then not really post for like maybe a month or two, just to kind of get eyes on it and to not really, post a bunch of stuff and then it gets drowned out by everything else, which was something I learned from Anomalous Archives when that came out. Immediately, like the next day, I put out this video and this one and this one and this one, and so it was just like all these got buried. So I want to actually have a marketing budget this time and have ads on Instagram and YouTube and everything like that, just to really get eyes on it. I really want to get a teaser trailer out as soon as possible, just to again start spreading awareness about this thing. But yeah, $2,000. Whether or not I make that money back is not really a concern of mine. I mean, I don't want to give too much away with how much I make on the channel, but like it'll be covered from the channel at least in like maybe a month, I'd say. So I'm not too concerned about like it flopping or anything because it doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that I made the movie, and that's that. However, the streams here, this live stream that you're watching and all future streams, YouTube Shorts, everything like that, they will help to sort of like rein that budget in if we do want to talk about the financial stuff. These exist to sort of like help fund it, even though the money's already there. It's just extra money. And also to kind of push it towards the green, just stuff like that. So, but yeah, if I had to kind of explain tone-wise what I'm going to be going for, or movies you might want to watch if you're curious to know what's going on and to know what this movie is going to be like, Another Day Closer to the Sun, it's going to have like that sort of cosmic vibe, or Pesticide, the Western crime thriller. This, like, the structure of it is going to be very similar, where it's very segmented, and it feels like a bunch of short films all kind of slammed into one. And definitely with Wayward Sons, like this emotional storytelling, and then some of the analog vibes of this Anomalous Archives. It's sort of like, it's sort of all of those combined into one movie, and that's really what excites me the most. It's going to be like the last big movie that I make for the time being. So, no giant monsters, though, I will say, before the Godzilla fans in chat get hyped. There will be no giant monsters in this. Even though it says cosmic horror, I don't want to... Cosmic horror can be more than just a giant monster. Like it's beyond that. But am I going to do a sequel to Anomalous Archives? Probably not. I've done that a couple times. I think in, where is it? A town called Whitewater. It says Volume 1, and I never made Volume 2. Same with Anomalous Archives. I don't think I'm going to ever make a sequel. Same with Restricted Zone 2. I've had people say, you should do a sequel to Restricted Zone, because it would be Return to Restricted Zone or something for like a title. But I don't know. I've never really had a good idea, and I'm not going to just sort of force it just to make it. But yeah, so I guess the plan is for the long term is to just make this feature. This town does not exist. It's going to be my last feature for the foreseeable future, given that I'll be, starting a real job soon, where I'll be working the 9 to 5 and not being able to stream as much, not being able to make as many videos. So it's going to be sort of the last one for a while. Short film wise, who knows? I might just get some random burst of, inspiration and then make a short film. But for the most part, pains me to say it, but a lot of the, this is kind of slowly coming to an end. Trust me, if I could, I would make this into a career over anything else, but it's just not happening. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, and I am much happier just sort of chilling. I'll make a short film when I can, in the future. But length. So the script right now. Let me do this. I hope it doesn't show the last page. Yeah, it did. Wonderful. So here's the gist. This is 62 pages, 63 with the title page, but we're not going to count that. So 62 pages is the script. Now, for people that are unaware, usually the way things work is that you can typically say, okay, one page is 1 minute of screen time. So this is going to be about 62 minutes in length. But of course, that's not always the case. There are a lot of parts in this script where it's just paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs. And so that could end up being 5 minutes, even though it's only one page, So it's kind of fluid. Other parts are all dialogue, So like this part here, it's all paragraphs, right? It's all paragraphs. And this could end up being 2 minutes. Could be 30 seconds. It's not really a good way to guess, but the rule of thumb is it's 1 page per minute. So 62 minutes is going to be about the estimated length, which is typical for my work. Like Anomalous Archives is 60 minutes on the money. This is almost 60 minutes on the money. It's 60 minutes and 1 second. Another Day Closer to the Sun, I think that one's 62 minutes. And Pesticide is my longest one at 1 minute and 20, or 1 hour and 21 minutes. So, I'm not one to make 3-hour epics. I very much like making the ones that are like just, an hour, hour 1 second, hour 21. So, who knows? With Pesticide, when I was making Pesticide, I would just come up with a new scene idea and then just film it. And that's not going to really be possible because we really don't have a lot of time to film this whole thing. It's just 6-7 days to get it done, and then we're moving on, and then it's time for post-production. So we're going full Roger Corman with this one. But, yeah. So about an hour is going to be where the runtime is. And it's interesting, for sure, with how this whole thing is structured. But I hope it works out. It's one of those where when I'm writing it, I'm picturing it in my head, and then it's like, okay, is this going to play out exactly the way I think? Likely not. But can I save it in the edit, which is sort of the mind game that I play all the time. But, yeah, you can advertise it all you want once it's out, I definitely want people to talk about it, to review it, like that'd be sick. That's definitely something I've been wanting to kind of push. I don't know how to get more eyes on it beyond that, beyond just doing the ads on Instagram. But right now there's not much to really market. We have a poster. We have this, which I haven't made the poster available yet. However, I think after the stream I will release the poster. It's just a little teaser thing. And yeah, the goal is to have the guy that does my normal poster art to make the poster for this once the time comes. So, do I need any help? I appreciate it, but I'm all good. Thank you. Most of my work is done almost entirely by me when it comes to post-production. Like, I'm going to do the music by myself, sound work by myself, everything like that. It's all going to be me, but I appreciate it. Only time I really get help is when there's pre-production and then in production, when we have people that are, on set helping me shoot stuff. So, but yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. What's the movie about? It's a small town in the Midwest, and people start disappearing day by day. And so there's these like creatures that are being seen, and people are seeing their own corpses in front of them. It's I don't want to give too much away, right? But that's sort of the idea. There's no big monsters, but there are human-sized monsters. Now, see, the thing is to get a job as a film director in the future, like, it's just one of those things where that's not really how the industry works, unfortunately. Like, I could get a job filming commercials maybe, but you really can't just like go on Indeed and apply to be a film director. It's something you really have to go to like LA for and work your way up as a production assistant. And I just like telling stories. I like just making stuff with my friends, and doing it this way. And so to me, I don't like that aspect of it. And I'd rather just do what I'm doing now and using Firewood Media to do its own thing. So the music is going to be pretty cool. Random Channel, thank you for asking, because my band is in it. And so we're sort of all playing ourselves, except for John, who's going to be playing a kind of different character, even though it's basically him. So it's going to be a mix of punk and then the score itself. So like the non-diegetic music. Diegetic meaning, if it's diegetic, it's heard by the characters in the universe. So, like, for example, Halloween, right? That dun 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 dun. That's not diegetic. That's non-diegetic music because we, the audience, hear it, but the characters can't. So the diegetic music is all going to be punk music from my band, and then the non-diegetic music is going to be a score that I'm going to compose by myself. If you listen to the score from Anomalous Archives, it's all synth stuff. So this is just my MIDI controller that I have. Probably going to be a lot like in that vein, where think John Carpenter, think, that type of stuff for sure. This soundtrack, I believe, is actually on streaming. So yeah, a lot of just kind of like synthy stuff, very 80s. But who knows? I could change my mind when the time comes and go, actually, I might want to go orchestral. And, I got a fiddle back there that I can play, and kind of go that way. So a lot of the time, ideas change around. But I usually like to stick to just synth stuff and doing a lot of synthy stuff. So yeah. Well, don't worry about me stressing myself out, because once we're done filming, I'm going to pace myself out really nicely to the point where, like, I'll edit it whenever I can. The goal is to have it out by 2026. Personally, I would love to have this out on Halloween of 2026. Ambient stuff for sure. I mean, it'd be original, but let me see here. So, what did I do for ambient? Oh, yeah, Foxhole is all ambient music. So, but yeah, no. With all this, with my movies, I like to pace myself. I don't like to burn myself out. The one time, like straight up, the one time I was like working my ass off was on Pesticide. And with this took, I remember, I was editing this the day before it came out. This movie had a theatrical premiere in probably about 30 minutes outside of my hometown. And this whole movie, there's me, by the way, a very young me. I was literally editing this the day before it was supposed to air in a theater. Like, it was rendering and exporting the day of. I had my laptop going, and I hit export at midnight it would be going to May 14th. And that night it was airing. And I remember there was a shot here where she shoots Joe and the muzzle flash was off. So right here there's going to be a muzzle flash that goes off for just a split second. And when I rendered it initially, the smoke and everything was like over here because I had moved the frame. So I had to re-render the entire movie like the day before it was out. Yeah, it did air in a theater. This was, 2021. So you could actually like rent out a theater, and that's just what we ended up doing, was just renting out a local theater to do that. So let's see. It's so sad seeing your channel go, even though I know it will be better for you. It makes me feel better about it. But I remember seeing Doppelganger and loving it, but alas, people change. That's okay. I'm not going to stop posting on the channel, but I'm just going to slow down with movies since these take infinitely more effort than my usual stuff. And that's just the crux of it. It really is. I'll make short films, but they just won't be... It'll be more like how they are now. Where like, I'll make one like, every couple months. But, yeah, Doppelganger was fun. This one we made complete no budget. Just straight up, like we made this at a friend's house. And that was it. So someone asked about what are my inspirations for this movie. Whiplash Edits asks that. I mean, I'm kind of taking inspiration from my own work for sure, like this one. So, definitely want to have the horror of this. So let's see. Let's try to kind of like come up with like a mood board, right? Of like everything that I'm inspired by. Twin Peaks is a big one. I think Twin Peaks is the biggest point of inspiration, especially the return. So like this entire show, I'd say, is 100% like, it's getting weird. It's getting this weird for sure. Yeah, there's not a single English comment because it went viral in Japan, my Doppelganger short. But like we're getting Twin Peaks weird with this one. So like it's going to go like this kind of crazy. And so Twin Peaks The Return is a big point of inspiration for sure. I got to think here. Moral Oral is another one. This is more for the like what would it be? Like, this is more for the whole, like, stop-motion segments of the movie. 100% Moral Oral. I sent over stuff to the animator, and most of it was just, like, Moral Oral, and I'm like, look, this is what I want. And I want, like, Alfred E. Newman to kind of look like, our main character kind of guy. So, but yeah, Moral Oral for sure. The other one, so Twin Peaks, Moral Oral, I gotta think. Shoot. There's a few. There's a few where I'm like just blanking right now. Because I would like think about it and then I'd be like, oh, that'd be fun to throw in kind of a scene like that. Death Stranding for sure. Death Stranding, ton of inspiration there. I started playing the first game and I was just like blown away by how good it is with the atmosphere. The atmosphere was the big thing where it was like, okay, I want to nail this. So getting all this right and having it be sort of this vibe was very important. And really, the thing I love a lot about Death Stranding is how it doesn't treat the audience like they're stupid. It just sort of presents you with the world that these characters live in and then says, okay, there you go. There isn't like a ton of exposition dump. Gameplay wise, they do pause the game a lot to tell you like, okay, now do this. But beyond that, like story wise, there's not a ton of exposition. So Death Stranding was a big one for sure. Really, really, really loved playing Death Stranding. I got to play the second one still. So, yeah. But that is sort of where it's at right now. The script is finished. I'm working on getting the whole schedule, the filming schedule ready to go. That's sort of the biggest problem right now is just scheduling everyone, even though it's not that big of a cast, but just getting everything ready to where it's like on the day of we can shoot large chunks of the movie in one go. So that's really the big thing. That's the biggest hurdle at the moment. But yeah, so I will keep everyone posted. I will make sure to keep members updated as we go along. Ton of behind the scenes stuff for sure. But the biggest one is if you want to know what's going on and you want like almost daily updates, because when we're filming, I'm going to be posting updates. I will be sure to post on the Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. That would be Firewood Media TV, I believe is our Instagram page. Yes. Right. Firewood Media TV. Follow us here. We will be posting updates as we go along. I want to post more on here in general. Because like I had some reels that fucking popped off. Like this John Axford one that I did got 2.1 million. But yeah, highly recommend you follow us here. I'm going to be updating everyone consistently as we move along. And then once the film is completed, which you'll know when it's completed because I'll post about it here, then we'll do more streams where I edit it, work on it as we go along, talk about how filming went, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, that is all I really have to say. I just want to say for everyone that's been supporting me over the years, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Again, I just want to clarify, this is not me saying that the channel's done. I'm not going to post anymore. I will be. I will be posting just weekly now. And then all the short films, I'll still be making short films, but this feature film is going to be sort of the last feature film. How's my back? It's rough today, but I got to get a heating pad on it for sure. I want to film some more videos today too, so I'm probably going to rest up with the heating pad and then like an hour film some videos for the channel. So, all right. I think I'm going to end it there. I just want to say to everyone again that watched, thank you so much for checking out this stream. I will be back with more updates as we move along. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out.